Field, day, I believe, 8 of camp. 7th practice is scheduled today for 10:30. However, the NFL just literally put out a statement right before I was going live about a batch of positive tests that they received from a laboratory in New Jersey where they do all the overnight COVID testing. The turnaround place is in Jersey. And I know there are teams shutting things down, the Browns being the latest. No word yet. I just checked my inbox from the Packers. No word yet on if practice is going to be held, if they're going to go ahead. I know there are some teams literally practicing as we speak. I think the Buccaneers are one of them. But that's something, obviously, we're going to have to keep an eye on. In the meantime, here to talk some Packers, here to talk about everything I've seen while I've been in Green Bay. I'm here for another week. Let's hope there are practices for me to watch. And also I want to give a shout out to our partners over there at the official Green Bay Packers yearbook. Head to packersyearbook.com. Use code CHTVBOOK for 10% off the official yearbook for the Green Bay Packers. I get it every year. I'm thrilled to be partnering with them. It's great stuff. Hello to everybody in the comments section. Good to see you. Anyone know where I put my keys? No, but I can ask that gentleman there. Morning, Nags. What's up, Jay? How are you? Team go to mass this morning first. I doubt it, Brian. They do have a chaplain, though, with the team. So perhaps they held some kind of service in the facility. How'd your hiking date go? I didn't go on a hiking date. Didn't have a date. Friend and I were arguing about whether she had been on a date, which was a hiking date as a first date. And I said that was a terrible idea. And so I took it to Twitter to prove myself correct. CHTV book. That's right, Joey. That's the code. Nags, do running backs not work on pass pro in college, or why do all new backs need to work on that? I think some work on it more than others, but pass protection is really rudimentary at the college level, and and coverages and defensive schemes are pretty rudimentary. You see lots and lots of 4-man rushes. You don't see a lot of exotic blitzing. You see a bit more now as the years have gone on. You've seen some NFL guys kind of trickle down to the college level and bring some of that stuff. But for the most part, it's just not a thing that happens. It's not a tool they need to utilize a ton. So because of that, they don't drill it as nearly as much as they do in the pros. They're not asked to know checks and things like that for the most part. Now, obviously, that's very generalized, but across the college football landscape, that is kind of how it goes. It happened at Cleo's. What's up, a Cheesehead TV trivia regular? Thanks for the super chat. Morning from the Rockies. Great to see you reporting from the motherland. Could the Kirksey signing end up being Ryan Pickett-esque? Woo, that's a good comparison. I mean, in the sense that, yeah, I think he could add something to the defense, solidify a position that, has been in flux. And it could become a foundational piece. There's zero doubt about that, given his play on the field. Now, we all know the caveat with him is staying on the field. And I don't think that was really a concern with Pickett when he was signed. But in the sense that it could become a solid piece that wasn't really trumpeted after the signing, yeah, I'm with you on that. Have you been able to watch much of Reggie Begelton at wide receiver? His film and story remind me a bit of Victor Cruz from about 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot more of him the last few practices, but, he hasn't done a ton of team with Rodgers, so it's hard to get a bead on, what his chances are. He has looked good as far as running special teams. He's been at the gunner position. They've been running a ton of guys there. I asked John Menenga about that, and they are trying to cross-train as many people as they can due to, not only regular football stuff, but with COVID-19 having the potential to wipe out a section of your team. All 16 guys who end up on the practice squad are going to be able to need to play special teams. So there's a lot of training going on there. Begelton is one of them. He's looked good in receiver drills. I just haven't seen much of him from scrimmage. What do you think of Kamal Martin? Danny, I love him. I'm in. I think, he still has some questions to be answered when it comes to, power run defense, as far as if teams run a stunt or something and get, a guard up on him. Is he going to be able to disengage from a really physical center, et cetera? But for the most part, the sideline to sideline is there. The ball instinct is there. I'm really excited by his possibilities. Concerned there hasn't been much touchdown Jesus talk. I mean, he's been running a lot, and with how do I phrase this? He's been utilized a lot, and you see him day in and day out. I think he's produced really well. Rodgers has missed him a few times early on in camp, but they've started to connect a little bit more now. So yeah, I just think, there are people kind of know what he is, right? So I think a lot of the focus goes on guys like Begleton because he's the unknown. So you're going to be hearing a lot more about him, I would think. But yeah, he's had a fine, solid start to camp. How's Ento looking? Up and down, solid. He had a really good day in Lambeau on Thursday. He struggled a little bit yesterday, and you heard Jerry Gray really getting on him about his hand usage, about his footwork off the line. I tell you what, Jerry Gray, what an addition. Holy cow. I mean, I don't know how Minnesota let him get away, but man, he is legit. Do you have any contact with players? I thought no, so why would they ban reporters? Well, they haven't banned reporters. I don't know really what you're asking about. If you're asking about practice in general or the new media restrictions, that really has nothing to do with our contact with players. I mean, during practice, we're in the stands, we have masks on, we're distanced, so that doesn't really matter. But if you're talking about today's practice and the NFL possibly shutting down or teams shutting down practices, that's not to do with, a fear of the report. They're not just excluding reporters and still holding practice. They could very well potentially just stop, not have a practice. That's what the Browns are doing. That's what a couple other teams are doing. Can the Packers be a top 5 offense this year? Can they? Sure. Will they be? I have my doubts. But yeah, I think the potential's there. No question about it. They've got more than enough pieces. They've got a great quarterback. They've got a very good offensive line. Zero reason they can't be. Could MVS push Lazard for number 2? Oh, yeah. Well, yes, I'm not allowed to talk about where they are on the depth chart, but I will say MVS is absolutely 1,000% making a bid for playing time. There is no doubt there. He has had 2 really strong practices. We'll see if he can keep it up now, because here this week is the grind, really. I mean, they're really going to, supposedly, they should be entering the real kind of tough stretch of their schedule. Now, who knows if this COVID-19 news makes them shut it down and maybe they get an unexpected day off. But for the most part, this is going to be, today is supposed to be their really tough practice with full pads, supposed to go a little longer. And then they are practicing 4 days in a row, something that, LaFleur wouldn't do under normal circumstances. They've got to get, I think they have something like 9 practices in 7 days or something ridiculous like that. This is it. This is the tough stuff, So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Can Savage be a difference maker on the defense this year? I think so. Yeah, absolutely. We haven't really seen him get the opportunity to be a playmaker / ball hawk yet. They've been pretty vanilla while they do installs, but the athleticism is there. The upside is there. Yeah, he's just got to start making plays, and I think he will. Mike Smith has taken the place of Joe Witt Jr. as far as engaging at the podium. Yeah, you ain't lying. I don't know if you remember his media availability after they drafted Rashawn Gary, but he was just as passionate then, right after they drafted him, as he was 2 days ago when he was talking about pressures versus sacks. I absolutely love that man. And the fact that he did it with a big honk of chew in his mouth was outstanding. Absolutely love it. Oh, hey, super chat. What's up, Dustin? You can't say depth chart, but could you say what wide receivers have matched up against King and Jair in team drills? I can't. I don't want to skirt around too much because, believe it or not, the Packers are watching. I've gotten told the Packers are watching me. So that's probably a bit too far, but I will say it was interesting on Thursday when Devontae sat out in Lambeau. Lazard would obviously mostly, under normal circumstances, probably draw King, but because Devontae was out, Jair took him almost the entire time because he was the number 1. And Jair in drill work gave up some stuff, but in the team, he absolutely shut him down. Now you fast forward to yesterday, Devontae was back, but Jair was sitting out. So King had Devontae, and I will tell you what, Kevin King, and I put this on Twitter, Kevin King versus Devontae Adams is worth the price of admission. They had some really good battles. That's about what I can say in regards to corners taking on wide receivers without giving too much away. What is the problem with Z? Any serious injury? We don't have official word of what it is he's dealing with or what they're trying to be precautious about. But LaFleur has said several times, and I've heard off the record a couple of times, that it is just precautionary. It is nothing serious. We don't know what the nature of it is. He seems fine. He's out yesterday. He was the first one out there working on the bag, working on his rush moves. But yeah, we don't know what part of the body. We don't know if it's maybe it's respiratory. I don't know. But all accounts say he's going to be just fine. They are just erring on the height of caution. Big B, a.k.a. Mark Murphy, isn't here, so you're safe. Nagler is the GOAT. The GOAT! Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Where's Big B? I see Big B talks how he's hardcore, but he ain't here on a Sunday. I get it too. Sunday it was a holy day. You can't be with the Packers. I understand that. I understand. I see how it is. Joey's here. Big B, you disappoint me. How has Kamal Martin looked? I actually talked about him a little bit ago. But is he a legit option to start? I think it is dependent on the opponent and dependent on what they want to do in regards to matching up with whoever is across from them and what kind of style of offense they run. Yeah, I think he would have a chance to start opposite Kirksey if they deemed it a good matchup. But I think it's a ways away from him being de facto, like, I am the number 2 linebacker. I think that's a little early yet. Who are some of your favorite under-the-radar guys on the roster? Good question. I like Tippa, the pass rusher from Utah State. He's had a good couple days of camp. He's an undrafted guy. I also would point you can't watch, but I would say look out for Samuels, the undrafted corner. He had another really good day yesterday. I've talked a lot about Josh Jackson, but Samuels has been strong, and he had another strong day yesterday. Grossi. Is Grossi here? What's up, Grossi? Tom Grossi. Don't forget the sunscreen. Sunscreen. It's too late. I'm too old. You let me go to hell the way I want, to quote Deadwood. Happy Sunday morning, Nagler. What's up? Other than 17, EQ seems like a great fit in the slot with his speed, blocking, and run for the catch abilities, assuming he gets back to form. What say you? I very much agree. You saw him being utilized that way last summer. I think they will use all of these guys all over the formation, but I agree. Even back in Mike McCarthy's offense, he did a good job in the slot, what little opportunities he got. I really like him as a talent, and I don't think he's ever going to be a big, flashy playmaker, but I do think he is going to be an incredibly valuable move-the-chains type weapon. Someone say Josh Jackson? You bet I did, buddy. Good stuff. How's the A.J. Dillon looking? Legit. Just got to work on that pass pro. But every other aspect of his game, whether it's running the football, catching it out of the backfield, plowing through, finding holes, vision, acceleration, all of that, A+. The trick is going to be getting in the pass pro groove. Are the Packers watching you on the Patreon Zooms? I don't know. We'll find out. Haven't got a note about it yet, so I guess not. Not yet. Begleton or Shepard? If I had to pick one who was ahead right now on Sunday morning, I'd probably say Shepard. He's definitely gotten more opportunities and definitely made the most of them. He's had a good start to camp. But, of course, we all know he had a good camp last year and then kind of fizzled during the regular season. But, yeah, Shepard has really started strong. Rogue Nagler 1. Yeah, there you go. Old school. Come on, Nags. Wear the G and sunscreen. Skin cancer is no bueno. Man, why you gotta chastise me? Why? It's Sunday morning. I'm talking Packers in the greatest city on earth when the Packers are playing. So, just give me a break, man. Can people just let people live a little bit? You guys, please wear sunscreen. Do whatever you need to do to protect yourselves. Me, I'm going straight to hell. Elevator. Express. Going down. What else we got? Oh, some super chats. There we go. I love it whenever I start rambling about other shit. People go, okay, give him a super chat, get him back online. Nathan, would you say the Packers have a top 3 coaching staff? Also, I'm in favor of re-signing Kevin King, but Josh Jackson may make it easier to let him walk. Man, I don't know about coaching staffs. It's so early in their tenure. I love what Mike Smith brings, obviously, and I think Jerry Gray has been an awesome addition, but it's so early. I wouldn't even know where to begin ranking coaching staffs. And as far as Josh Jackson making it easier to let Kevin King walk, don't think for a second that Brian Gutekunst hasn't taken note. And there's zero doubt that that development could, now it's still so early, but could, inform their decision-making down the line. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. What's bigger, one Dylan Thigh or one full J.K. Scott? Probably Dylan Thigh. That's what's crazy. That's what's absolutely insane. How has Savage looked? He's looked good. He's looked like he's picked up kind of where he left off prior to the injury last year, which is really solid, if unspectacular. I'm still waiting for that switch to flip as far as a play where you really kind of perk up, turn your head, go, oh. I haven't seen too many of those. I tell you who has had that kind of camp is Adrian Amos. He has been all over the place. He has been around the football. He already has 2 interceptions of Rodgers, one of them a spectacular diving variety. But Savage has looked solid. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Just kind of waiting. Just waiting for that playmaking to show up. Oh, got people texting me. What else we got? How has DeGuara looked so far? Really good, and really, like, it seems like he's kind of really starting to round into shape as far as not swimming in the playbook. Those first few days, I think he was, but right now, yesterday especially, was probably his cleanest day as far as from what I saw. I don't think you're always going to be able to see him get a ton of looks, but he is very active and he has smooth hands and really great acceleration in and out of his breaks. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited for him. Watch Party Week 1, you better believe it, on the YouTube, the Cheesehead TV YouTube channel. Speaking of which, hit like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we're devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. And let me give another shout out to our partners over there at the official Green Bay Packers yearbook. Go to packersyearbook.com and use code CHTVBOOK to get 10% off the official Green Bay Packers yearbook. Like I've said, I get it every summer. I was really bummed that it wasn't available, but now we are helping move the official Green Bay Packers yearbook. It will be available September 1st. You can order now for a 10% discount, and it'll arrive at your doorstep. Nathan, thanks for the super chat. I just don't like letting good DBs go. Rare. I hear you, but if there's a team that's shown that they aren't afraid to do it, it's the Green Bay Packers. And I don't want to hear about Casey Hayward. I don't want to hear about Micah Hyde because I'll start crying. Let's not do that. What else I got? What does your setup look like when you do these remote chats? Look at my Twitter. Literally, my last tweet right now has what the setup looks like. What else we got? I love Jones, but with Swerve and Dylan, that's a young, effective running back room. Let Williams and Jones go. Let them go. Well, not this year. Maybe next year. Dylan ain't ready for all that. Come on. I mean, could that happen? Yeah, but I tend to think they're going to re-sign Jones sooner rather than later. So, but yeah, is it a possibility? Sure. You'd be silly to dismiss it. How's the KC fullback pickup? Think he'll make the 53? Dan, he's got a legit shot. I asked LaFleur about him the other day because he made an outstanding deep grab from Boyle up the left sideline. And that's just the latest in a string of really impressive plays. He's a really intriguing player. A lot of athleticism, burst, good hands. He looks like he wants to hit people. Obviously he can't yet, but I am waiting for that day because he is a truckload when he has the football in his hands. I'm really excited about him. Now, he's got a long way to go. He's got to absolutely shine on special teams and prove his worth and value there. But I think he's got a really good shot of making it, yeah. All right. 9 Bears tested positive, but all false positives. Thanks for the info, and thanks for the super chat. That's the kind of thing I think we're going to see coming out of the news this morning. With the positive tests coming back from Jersey. They had a huge batch of them, apparently, and the NFL is obviously concerned that they may be false positives because of such a instant spike. So we'll see. And speaking of which, I'm going to go see if the Packers are actually having practice today. So I'm going to get going. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support, for hanging out with me, talking Packers. It really means a lot that you make Cheesehead TV part of your Packers routine. I know it's a very saturated space, and that you choose to spend even a few minutes chatting with me, consuming our content. It really means a lot. Again, please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack, go.